Good morning, my YouTube viewers. Crystal here. I wanted to make you another video. In this video, I modified the game that I made in yesterday's video. And yesterday's video, I did actually find a mistake in the program. And because I found the mistake in the program, I think that I didn't actually share the video. The mistake that I made was that I let the computer have numbers from 0 to 9, but he was really only supposed to have numbers from 1 to 9. So I corrected that error, and I decided I didn't delete the video, but I didn't share the video either. So in this video here, I've done some modifications on the program. What I did was I corrected the error of the computer, and then in addition to correcting the error of the computer, I put in a count mechanism, and so you can carry on playing the game as long as you enter yes, and then when you enter something, as long as you enter Y, and then when you enter something other than Y, then the game automatically stops, and it gives you a tally of how many player ones won and how many player twos won. And in addition to that, it gives you a percentage. And so a percentage of how many player ones won and how many player twos won. So if you wanted to, you could have a really nice long game, and then at the end of the game, you could see who won by who won the most times. So I thought that would be good. That would be a good exercise for this program. So that's what I've done. So what we'll do now is we'll go ahead and go over the code review. I've actually written the program in Google Colab because it's a free online Jupyter notebook. And the only thing about Google Colab that is a distractor is the fact that they don't install the most current libraries, and so sometimes you won't be able to do something because the most current library isn't installed, and when that happens, you have to go through and install the upgrades yourself. So that's something that I'm not really thrilled about with Google Colab. But it's a great Jupyter notebook because it allows you to actually save your work. So all of my work that I've done, I've been able to save. And then after I wrote the program in Google Colab, I saved it into a repository in GitHub. So I'm on the repository in GitHub right now. And when I do my blog post, I'll put a link to the program in my blog post. So if you want to get the code, then what you'll need to do is you'll need to read my blog post. And in my blog post, I've got the link to the repository. So whenever we wrote the program, I opened up a repository called Games. And this repository is Python Coding Challenge List Winners Random Numbers Game. I know it's a long name. So this is the challenge. This is the challenge from the website. So you're going to have one player is a human being and another player is the computer. So the challenge, there are two players. Each player writes a number hidden from the other player. It can be any integer, 1 or greater. The players reveal their numbers. Whoever chose the lower number gets 1 point, unless the lower number is lower by only 1. Then the player with the higher number gets 2 points. If they both chose the same number, neither player gets a point. This repeats and the game ends when one player has 5 points. The challenge is to write a script to play this game. Knowing the rules and all your opponent's previous numbers, can you program a strategy? And no, return random 1, 3 is not a strategy. You should really try playing this first with your friends. You'll see there's a deep human element to predicting your opponent's choice. Is it possible to program a strong strategy? So they want you to program a strategy as well. So in addition to just making the game, they want you to program a strategy. But I didn't program a strategy, I just made the game. So now that we read the problem statement, the first thing that we do is we're going to import our libraries. So for this game, we imported pandas, numpy, and random. After we have imported our libraries, what we want to do is we want to assign our variables. Player 1 equals 0, player 2 equals 0, score 1 equals 0, score 2 equals 0, play equals y, and winner is a list, an empty list. And now we're going to do our while statement. And in our while statement, we have two while statements. It says while play equals yes. So then underneath that, while score is less than 5 and score 1 is less than 5 and score 2 is less than 5. And then player 1, enter player 1's number, and then player 2 is a random number between 1 and 9. Print player 1, print player 2. And then so we had if player 1 is greater than player 2 minus 1, score equals score plus score 1 equals score 1 plus 1. If player 1 equals player 2 minus 1, score 2 equals score 2 plus 2. If player 2 is less than player 1 minus 1, score 2 equals score 2 plus 1. If player 2 equals player 1 minus 1, score 1 equals score 1 plus 2. And then you print score 1 is, and then the score, and then print score 2 is, and then the score. And then you print stop game. As long as the score is less than 5, then you stop game. If score 1 is greater than score 2, print congratulations player 1, you are the winner. And then win equals 1. And then you append winner with win. Else, print congratulations player 2, that's the computer, you are the winner. Win equals 2. Winner, append win. Then you go score 1 equals 0, score 2 equals 0. So you have to reset your scores back down to 0. And then play equals input. Would you like to play the computer game again? And so what I did was I asked my boyfriend if he wanted to test the game. So he tested the game for me after I wrote it. And he played 3 games. So the first game, he won. Player 1 won. The second game, the computer won. And the third game, he won. And they said, so the first game they said, would you like to play the computer again? And he typed yes. The second game he said, would you like to play the computer again? And he typed yes. And then the third game, he said, would you like to play the computer again? And he typed no. And so you've got your winner. It's now an array, and it's got 3 numbers in it. It's got 1, 2, 1, because the first game and the third game, my boyfriend won, and the second game, the computer won. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to count the winner. So winner count equals PD, value counts winner. And so you can see that there were 2 number 1s and 1 number 2. And now we want to check the percentages. And so there 66% were number 1 and 33% were number 2. So now what we do is we can keep track. So if you wanted to have a really long game with this computer, you can keep track of who's winning. Is the computer winning, or is the human winning? So that's one thing that you can do. I will say that, if you keep your numbers lower, then you have a higher chance of winning, because that's what I told my boyfriend. I said, if you keep the numbers lower, you have a higher chance of winning, which he did. He did keep his numbers lower, and he did win. So that was good. And so my boyfriend got to help me with this program. He got to test the program for me, trying to motivate him and get him motivated in doing things online, because at the moment he just delivers leaflets for a living and sells things on eBay. He won't be able to deliver leaflets forever, so I'm trying to get him motivated to work online, find things he's able to do. So he was able to test the program after I showed him what to do. So he could be a tester if he wanted to apply himself and do that. So I think that concludes this video. I've gone over the code review for this game that I wrote. I'm not really a games person. I always felt that I wasn't a games person, so this is the first game that I've ever written. I hope you like it. If you like my videos, please like, subscribe, and share. If you want to be notified whenever I make a video, please tick on the bell button next to the subscribe button, and you will receive notification whenever I have uploaded a video. If you like my work and you want to support me, then I've got my email address to my PayPal account in the description box below. I don't have enough subscribers, so I can't monetize at this point. So thank you so much again for watching my video, and I look forward to making new videos for you in the future.